All right, so we have questions from viewers on transportation issues. Generally speaking, let's talk about, we have one viewer, I don't normally participate in answering the questions. One viewer says, well, if you have a gas tax increase, how do we know it only go towards roads and bridges? Because it's in the Constitution. Mm-hmm. So, but let's talk generally about transportation issues and where we think this session might go. I think we might be up to you, Senator.
Yeah, I support the 20-cent gas tax. I think I mean, potholes are what we're going to be seeing after all this rain and freeze and thaw, and so I think the money's, we just need more money for our roads and bridges and infrastructure. And you had mentioned our water. This isn't even, but infrastructure. Our water treatment facilities are all from the 60s and 70s, and they need work, and so we just need money. And I know the arguments against the gas tax. It's a regressive tax to some extent, and so I understand that. But something needs to just get done. We just need stable money for a stable funding force for MnDOT, so they can plan for the coming future because they know the income's coming in. So,
Senator?
Yeah, I know the governor's got a pretty heavy lift there with 20 cents. That's about a 70-some% increase. Right now we're paying 28.5 cents a gallon. I believe we're set about 24th in the nation right now, so we're in the middle. Minnesota's probably tougher on roads than any state, so could we be a little bit higher? Possibly. However, last year, last year we put out the biggest bonding bill for transportation by using sales tax and on tires and auto parts and oil changes, and the governor's proposal is to take that away, and I think to replace it with a gas tax. I think that's the intention there. But we thought it was a good way to do that. If you drive, you've got to pay a little more. If you change oil, you're driving on the road. If you don't have a car and you don't do that, you don't have to pay for it. So people need to understand that the gas tax is quite regressive, and that's been a big thing, having it down there in that $2.30 and $2.20 range for businesses that have to travel for work and people that have to travel long distance, especially in rural Minnesota. It's been a real savings compared to that $3.50, $3.60 we had here some years ago. So we need to move ahead. There's a need. There certainly is. I mean, there's studies done that we do need some dollars moving ahead, but 1 penny, the way I understand it, what I've been told, is worth $32 million. So 20 cents a gallon is, again, a pretty sizable increase. I think that's not going to happen for sure in the Senate, for sure not 20 cents.
Representative Anderson?
It interests me that when the governor campaigned and he said he had the mandate from the people, he was elected pretty convincingly. He was talking about a 10-cent increase. And then when he came with his budget, it was up to 20 cents. And somebody told me that we should do it because the price of gas is cheap. Well, it doesn't stay cheap forever. It fluctuates up and down, and it's come up probably 30 or 40 cents a gallon now in the last couple of months. But I think one thing we have to be careful of, not only is he talking about this fairly large gas tax increase, he's also going to pull back the funding that we put into the transportation fund the last biennium from the sales tax on auto part repairs and such like that. So if that part is carried through and that money is pulled back into the general fund, we're going to have 7, 8, 9 cent, 10 cent a gallon increase in that gas tax just to stay even. And that concerns me that if we do that, we're still going to be just treading water and being even and not increasing any funding in the gas tax. So he's also talking about an increase in tab fees and the slower depreciation schedule, increase in the sales tax on automobile purchases. So to me, maybe it's the bargaining position before negotiations really get serious. But I think right now it's just too large an increase to get through, especially in the Senate, I think.
President Poppe?
I think when you underfund something for a number of years and all of a sudden the bill comes due, you have to figure out how you're going to pay for it. And the governor has indicated that 20 cents is where he'd like to see it go. I think, I'm not sure if it will land there, but I do think that it's important for us to actually face the fact that we've got crumbling infrastructure, no matter if it's wastewater treatment, water treatment, roads, bridges, public facilities, infrastructure there. I mean, when things aren't being paid for, we get problems. So, trying to actually solve a problem does mean you have to put it out there and say, this is what it would take, and if we want to pursue it, then we will, and if we're not quite ready to do that, then I guess that's what we'll be talking about here in the next couple of months.